Okay, so passion test. Well, I told you and as Vishen said, I travel all over the world and I inspire people, and sometimes I probably don't. But anyway, I wasn't always doing this. As a matter of fact, there were times in my life where it sucked and where I was hitting a wall. Any of you ever felt that way? There was actually a number of times in my life where I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. Anyone here feel that way? Or ever? Yeah, no, some people do, don't you? And that's why you decided to come here, because you knew this is like the injection that you need to be able to get yourself up and out. So anyway, I was in such a period, and every night after work, I was actually working for a company that recruited disk drive engineers. And I sucked at it. I was the worst person in the office. I was terrible. Everybody, when they hired me, it was a 13-people office. They said, she's going to burn it up. She's going to be fantastic. She loves people. She loves connecting. She's going to be so good. She's going to be our next rock star. And what they didn't know was that I could care less about disk drive engineers. When they had talked to me about the job, they said, you're going to make millions of dollars. And you all know what I heard, right? I'm sure they told me about the other part of the job, but all I could see was dollar bill signs in my eyes going boy, 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 boy. Anyway, so I'm in this job and it's terrible. And I'm failing. And every night after work, I've been doing transcendental meditation for longer than you guys have been born, half of you. But anyway, every night after work, I would go to the local meditation center and do my meditation. And I look up on the wall one such night, and I see a sign that says, Yes to Success Seminar. Success Seminar in San Francisco. And how many of you have ever lied to not go into work? So I did that. And I was just like all of you. And those of you that didn't raise your hands, you're the real liars. But anyway. So I called in for, and then I drive happily, sing all the way to the seminar, walk in, sit down, and this woman walks in, and she looks so good, and she feels so good, and then she starts talking about things that actually mattered. And then she started sharing about a survey that had been given to the 100 most successful people in the United States. And what the survey found was that all of these 100 most successful people in the United States knew what their top 5 passions were. And I am like, you know those moments when someone says something and your whole world stops? My whole world stopped. That was it. I was like, okay, that's it. That's it. She went on to talk about something else, but I'm sitting there, how can I figure out my 5? How can I figure out my 5? That was the birth, the actual birth of what is now known all over the world as the passion test, the #1 tool that people are using. Is that cool? To help you get clear on the things that matter most to you. Not only that, the passion test is now, been translated in over 64 countries worldwide. Isn't that awesome? So here we go. So now it's your turn. Now I want you to know something. This is going to be very interactive. What did I just say? Yeah, that means I'm going to say, who can tell me why passion is important, and then you're going to raise your hand, okay? Now, Mia said, I think it was Mia, she said, now this is a very unruly group, and if you want, do you want some help to get their attention when they start talking too much? So I'm going to teach you something really fast, okay? When you see my hand go up, you're going to quit talking and raise your hand. Okay? So I want you to talk to each other. When you see my hand go up, you're going to stop talking and raise your hand, okay? Yes? All right. Start talking. Is that cool or what? Huh? Okay, now, Mia, no more reason for everybody to keep talking. Talk again. Talk, talk, talk. Is that so cool? Huh? Okay, so a few guidelines. Passion. Let me ask you this first. Why is passion important? Who knows? What? It gives you energy? Because you love it. What else?
It is the fire that drives humanity.
Yes! It actually drives you, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, it gets us out of bed in the morning. So what is destiny? Does everybody have one? So how many of you think you have a calling? Both hands, both hands. Okay, so in a minute, what you're going to do, I'm going to have you make a list of 10 passions. How many? 10. Now, the reason why I say that, because you're renegades, you'll want to write more. But I'm going to ask you, can you just be a little pleaser moment? Yes? Yes. Write only 10. Don't start. What did I say? Okay, thank you. All right, here's the thing. I want you to write short, succinct passions. So here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Here's what I want you to do. In a minute, you're going to write passions in these different areas. Health, career, spirituality, fun, environment. Environment is like, where are you living? Like my house in Denmark, it's across the street from the ocean. I stand on my little deck and I get to see this beautiful ocean. I have an apartment in Italy, in Lago Maggiore, way up in the mountains, and I get to oversee this beautiful, frickin' fabulous lake. And it's got all of this green all over, and I walk outside and it smells like the forest. What is your environment like? When you walk into my house in Denmark, it feels like a little temple. So you want to think about that. When I'm talking about relationships, it's not just relationship with your loved one, but your lover or your spouse, but it's about your kids, your extended family, the people right here. I don't know about you guys, but you know what? I really want everybody to be my best buddy, don't you? I mean, I really don't want any more strangers in my life. How many of you are with me on that? And when you start to really understand who you are, you realize that I meet no one but me. I meet no one but me, that everyone is just a reflection of who you are and who you are at any given moment. And if you're not liking the picture, what's so cool is you don't have to change them, do you? It's everything. Everything is an inside-out job. And the passion test is an inside-out job. So in a minute, you're going to write a list of 10 passions. Short, succinct, in the positive. What did I say? Yeah, if you write something like, I hate my life, it sucks, hate and suck stands out, doesn't it? Well, everything's energy. So you want to use words that really speak to you. So speak to your soul. So I always say use a feeling word in every one of your passions that you write. So a feeling is outrageous, fantastic, fun, magnificent, loving, all of those great words. Awesome, okay? So let me think. Anything else? Oh, if you can't figure out what you're passionate about, anyone in this room feel that way? Like, I don't have a clue what I'm passionate about. All right, so I was giving the passion test to a bunch of homeless women in Miami, and I was all revved up, and I was like, all right, let's go, let's write our passions down. And this one woman raised her hand, and she was so sad. She was just like, you could tell she just like hated this moment. She said, I don't know what I'm passionate about. And I said, well, let me ask you something, honey. What is something you never want to have happen in your life again? Just one thing. What is it? She said, I never want to live on the street. I said, okay, sweetheart. What's the opposite of living on the street, of being homeless? A little tear trickles down her little face, and she says, I live in a beautiful home. I said, yeah, honey, write it down. You be you. You be you, because no one can do you better than you. I was at one of Reverend Michael Beckwith's seminars or church meetings. I don't even know what you call them. A love-in is what you call it at Agape. And I remember Michael. Is he in the room, by the way? Not here? Oh, okay, he's in trouble. All right, so anyway. I remember Michael saying, you be you. No one can do you better than you. And he looked out at someone and he said, could you do Gandhi better than Gandhi? And the guy said, no. And then he looked at someone else. He said, could you do Mother Teresa as well as Mother Teresa? The woman said, no. No one can do you better than you. So today, it's about you being you. And here's the other really important thing. You're not responsible for the how. You're only responsible for the what. The how. The how is God's job. How? How the hell is this passion going to manifest, right? That's not your job. That's a general manager of the universe, which is the good news. Your only job is the what. What do I care about? What lights my fire? What gets me out of bed in the morning? What would make me feel so fabulous that I would be on my knees in gratitude every day? And you're going to see as you take the passion test that it's all about what vision is about, connectedness. Because when you connect with you connect with everyone. So, let me give you some examples of some passions and how to write them. You notice on the top of your sheet, everybody have your sheet out?
Yes.
Thank you. You are everybody. Okay. This is just some examples. When my life is ideal, I am happily being of service to massive numbers of people. Being a great wife and mother, enjoying vibrant health, being present in the moment and loving what is. Effortlessly writing a New York Times novel, easily and joyfully getting my PhD. Notice each one, happily, great, vibrant, present, loving. All these words, all these different passions have feeling words in them. Don't write just one word. What did I say? Yeah, because truly if you write just one word, is it going to resonate with you? Now, one of the things that we talk about in the passion test, when you are clear, what you choose to have show up in your life will, and only to the extent that you're clear. That clarity is power. Now, here's the last thing. Write very clearly. Because why? You're going to be taking the passion test with someone else. Please write on that piece of paper that you have. So, are there any questions before you begin? You're going to get 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The reason why I give 10 minutes is because if I give you guys more time than that, you go where? As a hint. You start living up here, okay? I want you to go right into your heart and just start writing down. Today is about having fun, so let's have fun. Let me do this. So I want you to, let me ask you this. I know that they asked how many have been to Awesomeness, like Fest 6 times, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or actually it went the other way. I want to ask, how many of you have not only done something like this, but been to other seminars? Raise your hand. And how many of you have read massive books on transformation, right? Or seen, videos on transformation, or teleseminars, audios, all that podcasts? All right, so you're all experts, yes? So you could be up here, right? Yes. Come on, you're supposed to say yeah to that. Yes. Okay, now, I want you to take all of that massive knowledge, ready? And put your hand on your head. That's your imaginary hat that you're going to grab onto right now. And I want you to throw all of that knowledge out. I think this is being filmed, and all you guys that are, left-brainers that have businesses in downtown New York, you're going to look really weird now. Put both your hands like this on your head, and I want you to wiggle your Mickey Mouse ears. And I want you to look to your neighbor on the right and left and say, I now have a childlike mind. Okay. What you do now, right? You're open, you're spontaneous, you're fun, you're taking the passion test for the first time. What are you doing? You're learning. You're learning today, so is it okay if it's not perfect? All right, so who's ready? All right, so here, I'm going to put up the areas again. Now, I want you to do me a favor and do yourself a favor and make sure that you put at least one passion in each area. I'll tell you why. Because when you're really passionate about something, you don't even realize you're doing it, but you might have 2, 3, 4 passions that are absolutely the same passion written in a different way. If you put your attention on having at least one of those, you probably won't do that, okay? So any questions? Really hard to see out there, but anyone have any questions before you begin? All right, ready? Yep. Go. Good. How was that? You know, there's this beautiful, thank you, there's this beautiful communication tool. It's called communication. So when someone says, how was that? You know, when you go, awesome, I don't know what you mean, right? I kind of do, but I don't. What was awesome about it? You felt, do we have a mic runner, by the way? So, yeah, mic runner. Oh, God, this is so much fun. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I experienced a lot of clarity and direction and specifics, but also bigger picture.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so much clearer. Thank you. Great.
Welcome.
Okay, so you guys, you know, do you ever feel like sometimes it's scary to share? Any of you? None of you in this room? Look at you're scared to share. That is funny. You're afraid to raise your hand to say you're scared to share. Right? What's wrong with this picture? Okay, never mind. Okay, some of you are. So when someone shares, let's give them a big round of applause. Frickin' man. You know, I was interviewing Neil Donald Walsh a number of years back, and I said, Neil, what do you think from Conversations with God? I said, Neil, you know, what does it take? What do you think is the most important thing you need to live a passionate life? And he said, courage. It takes great courage, doesn't it? It takes great courage to say, this is what I stand for. You know, this is what I care about. It took great courage, you know, for vision. You know, to say, this is what I care about. This is what I stand for. So when someone is courageous, let's really honor that, because all of us need to have our cheering squad, don't we? You know, the passion test, it's all about inspiring transformation through love. Inspiring transformation through love. In other words, really putting a spotlight on where is it that you're shining, not on where you're not shining. But where are you really, you know, doing it juicy, you know, sexy you in your life? And this is how we grow the fastest. So let's help each other here in this room when we share. So, okay, so now, who wants to know why we come up with your top 5? Anyone? Because in the nobody. Okay, never mind. We're done. Shut up. Go to the beach. I don't care. Get out of here. Okay. In the passion test, what we do is we show you through the elimination process. There's actually a number of different exercises that help you to get so clear that when you close your eyes, you can actually see the world you choose to create from within. You know, any tool that I use, it's an inside-out job. It's a tool that takes me within, because why? Our world is first created within, then it manifests without. And so what we're doing with the passion test is, today we're going in. This first step of the passion test is this, just writing your list of 10. Second step is to do what's called the elimination process, to go within and ask yourself certain questions to come up with your top 5 passions. And many, many years ago, when Chris Attwood and I were that's my ex-husband, by the way, best friend and business partner. I'm the godmother to his children. You're supposed to clap at that one. Inside-out job. Anyway, his wife is one of my very best friends, as a matter of fact, too, which I love. You know, this passion test is really more than just this little tiny test. When you start to really live the life that you are being gifted to live, when you really align with that, you know, you're not like a bummer to be around. You're like this open-hearted love child, and you just want to like love everybody up, and this is what has happened in our family, in my extended family. So how many of you are ready to love each other up to come up with your top 5? Okay, so Keel, where are you in the room? I hope you're in the room. Come on up. I asked Keel, because I knew I only had a little bit of time today, to walk you through the passion test, to take him through the passion test. So he came into my room this morning. It was very sweet having you in my room. Come up. Okay. And I grilled him, actually gave him like a flash lightning, you know, passion test, didn't I? The guy could hardly walk up here. He's so exhausted. You know, it was like, whoa, bam, bam. Anyway, so, what? No, come on, you're good. So anyway, Chris Attwood and I were working with these neuroscientists, and they said to us that the mind can only contain 5 to 7 pieces of information at any given time. And any more than that, who's feeling overloaded? Come on, both hands, everybody. Almost everybody, if you were really telling the truth. Most of you would be raising your hands. So we came up with this elimination process to come up with your top 5 passions. So let me ask you one question. If you were living your top 5 passions full out, no room for improvement, how many of you think, and this was our world, what would this world be like? Yeah, so are you ready to begin? All right, let's upgrade our world here at Awesomeness Fest. So Keel. I asked Keel to write his list of passions, which he did. Look at how nice they're written. He didn't do that. Okay. Now, I want you to have in your hand your passion test sheet that you have. And notice the words on that sheet, and it says, which feels better? There's some instruction, right, when going through the passion test. I'm going to ask Keel, which feels better? And I'm going to go, oh, I need to number these. And so I'm going to say 1, here. So those are the questions that we ask, which feels better? And then the second question, if you could have this but never this, or if you could have this but never this, which feels better? There's 3 questions in the passion test. You know, sometimes you don't know what passion, you feel is more important or better. So that's why we have these 3 different questions that take you deeper and deeper if you need to go. So here we go. Which feels better? So look up here when when you need to have these questions when you're giving the passion test. So I'm going to ask Keel the first question. Keel, which feels better? And you want to watch, because you're going to do this in a minute with someone else. Which feels better, leading others in creating positive change, or sexy, healthy, and passionate every day? Okay, we don't even like this guy anymore, right? No, just kidding. Okay, so question number 2, follow along. So Keel, if you could lead others in creating positive change, but never be sexy, healthy, and passionate every day, or if you could lead others or if you could be sexy, healthy, and passionate every day, but never lead others in creative positive change, which feels better?
I think I'd like to die.
Keel, he's still hesitating, isn't he? Close your eyes. Okay, so close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine leading others in creating positive change at a 10, full out. But notice that nowhere in that picture are you sexy, healthy, and passionate every day. Notice how that feels. Now set that picture aside, okay? Now imagine being sexy, healthy, and passionate every day, but notice that leading others in creating positive change is nowhere in that picture. Which feels better? Number 1. Okay, so then you go 1 to 3. Got it? Okay, so we'll do it again. So, Keel, which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or happily improving the quality of your life?
Number 1.
So then where do I go? He chose 1, you go 1 to 4. Which feels better, leading others in positive change or pushing the boundaries of how to make life easier? Number 1, which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or living self-mastery of my body, mind, and spirit?
Still number 1.
Which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or cooking and enjoying good food with my loved ones?
Still number 1.
Yeah, right, he really wants to cook. Okay, which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or living life as one big adventure?
Give me a sec.
He's hesitating. So if they hesitate, If you could lead others in creating positive change, question number 2, but never live life as one big adventure, or if you could live life as one big adventure, but never lead others in creating positive change, which feels better? Okay, so now we're going to go to question number 3. Follow along, you guys, because you're going to need to do this. Now, let me tell you something, though. If you go to question number 3 with someone, they are in their head. Where are they? In their head. Do your passions live in your head, or they exist in your heart? Yeah, heart. Get out of your head, my man. Okay, so, Keel, close your eyes. Imagine that you're leading others in creating positive change at a 10, full out. But notice that nowhere in that picture are you living life as one big adventure. Got it? Notice how that feels. Now set that picture aside. And imagine living life as one big adventure. But notice that you're not leading others in creating positive change. Which feels better?
Number 1.
Number 1, good. So, which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or ecstatically dancing to music daily?
Number 1.
Leading others in creating positive change or inspiring people to be the best versions? If you could lead others in creating positive change but never inspire people to be their best versions, or if you could inspire others to be their best versions but never lead others in creating positive change, which feels better? Close your eyes. Imagine that you're leading others in creating positive change at a 10, full out. But notice that nowhere in that picture are you inspiring people to be their best versions. Notice how that feels. Now set that picture aside and imagine inspiring people to be their best versions. But notice that nowhere in that picture are you leading others in creating positive change. Which feels better?
Number 9.
So where do I go? Do I go back up? No. Say it with me. You only go down. You never go back up. We've already eliminated all those. So 9 to what? 9 to 10. So which feels better, inspiring people to be their best versions or bridging understanding across different cultures?
9.
9. So then he said 9. So then what you want to do is you want to circle that one and you want to put number 1. And then you mentally put that out of the picture. Got it? And then where do you start? And then what do? You work your way down. Should we do one more? Yeah? Okay. Keel, which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or sexy, healthy, and passionate? Which feels better, leading others or happily improving the quality of your life?
1.
Which feels better, leading others in positive change or pushing the boundaries of how to make life easier?
Number 1.
Which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or living self-mastery?
1.
Which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or cooking and enjoying good food with your loved ones?
1.
Which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or ecstatically dancing to music daily?
1.
Which feels better, leading others in creating positive change or bridging understanding across different cultures?
Still number 1.
Number 1. Okay, so what do I do? What do I do? All right, and then what do I do?
Number 2.
So that's his number 2. So does anyone should we do one more? You got it? Are you ready? Can we give Keel a big round of applause? Thank you, Keel. You were like a good sport. Okay, you guys, now just a few things, okay? Don't do it with someone that you're engaged to. Right? Or that you're married to. What do you mean I'm not your top 5? This happened last week, right? Yeah, so here, in a minute, you're going to take someone through the passion test. The person who feels like they understand, okay, I got this, I got it done. You take the other person through the passion test. You're going to have 8 minutes. How many minutes? 8. Yeah, okay, 8 minutes each. So 8 minutes each. You're going to go through the 10. Listen. You're going to go through the list of 10. You're going to come up with 5. How many? And then if say you go through it really fast, the person's really super clear, then go ahead and switch even before I say done, okay? All right, now here's the other thing you don't want to do. And I've done that, I must admit. You know, if someone has a passion like, you know, which feels better, being in vibrant, perfect health or, you know, driving your red Ferrari, you know, all over the world. And they say driving the red Ferrari. Don't go, you know, I've done that. I'm bad, right? You know, I'll be bad. Okay, got it? All right, ready? Any questions? Yes. Wait. Wait, I haven't put you into 2s yet. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So does he. We can't have 2 at once.
Mic check, yeah. So I feel there's many aspects to myself. So there's the inner child that just wants to play and have fun. There's the inner rock star that wants to go around world tours and stuff like that. So when I'm being asked which one's better,
which feels better,
to which aspect of myself?
The aspect of yourself, there is only one inside, hopefully, that says that one. All right, remember what I said? I said you have your Mickey Mouse ears on. Put them on again. This is not that serious. You're learning today. What are you doing? Yeah, so you want to just learn how to do this. You need to take it 3-4 times the first time. How many of you feel like you already want to write your passions again? Seriously, see, this is what happens. Wait until you read the other person. You're going to go, I want that. Okay? So, you know, all right. Got it. This is very, very important, and I want to get through this whole thing. I usually ram, but, you know, go a little bit slower, but here we go. Other question?
Helping people be positive change or inspiring others. You get one or the other, but they cross over.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so just deal with that.
Well, you know what? When you're up here and you only have so much time, yes. And when you're down there and you only have so much time, yes. When you're taking someone through it, right, one-on-one away from here, and you notice that they'd written a couple that were almost exactly the same, you would say, hey, do you really, you know, do you notice that these are the same? I let them keep those here because I noticed it. I wanted you to notice it. So good one, thank you, you noticed. All right, so in a minute, you're going to point to someone in silence. What did I say? Now, I'll tell you why. If you move in silence, you're more coherent, all right? Find a partner right now, in silence. In silence. One person. Everybody get a partner. Let the universe put you with that person. Okay. Sit down if you have a partner. Everybody sit down, because I want you to be able to do this. Sit down. If you have a partner, sit down. If you don't have a partner, stand up and raise your hand. And then turn around until you find someone and point to them and go barrel over to them. Okay. Guys, notice. Shh. Does everybody have a partner? Yell out if you don't. Okay, good. All right, you're gonna have 8 minutes, so I need the timer. Make sure that I know when 8 minutes are up. We don't need music. Go ahead, find the person who feels like you know it the best. Take the other, go. Okay. How was that? How was it? All right, a little feedback. I'd like to know. Someone yelled out, awesome. That was a beautiful communication skill, especially after I communicated clearly. So who wants to share with me what their experience was with that? Huh? Raise your hand. Yes, right here. Stand up. Again, can we have a mic runner? Mic runner. We look at all these girls that Vision has. They are so beautiful. Wow. Inside out beautiful. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
My name's Chris. Hey, how are you? So, number one for me.
No, Chris. Did you hear what I asked you?
If I wanted to share.
What was that like for you? That's what I want to know. What was that like for you?
Surprising.
Okay, what was surprising about it? Just bottom it.
I had expectations of other priorities in my life, and something totally random came up.
Did that happen to anyone else? Huh? Cool, huh? Are you sitting next to your wife? Is that the person who went like that? Yes. Oh, dear. Okay, so she's probably going, how are you going to do that? We got to pay our bills, right? Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Okay. So anyone else? So are you glad? Wait, Chris, last question. Were you happy that it came out the way it came out? All right, that's a good thing. Okay, anyone else? Back here, this woman in the kind of a yellow shawl. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Janet.
Hey.
This is my second time taking this, and it was completely different this time. The first time was really about travel and adventure and all that stuff, and this time it was so internal. It was so about knowing that from the inside, when you feel happy, kind of the outside takes care of itself.
Yeah, and you know, we do, that's right. Yes and yes. And we still have to live in the world, don't we?
Yes.
So we still have things we do in the day, don't we?
Indeed.
So so I hope you put, I always say not just feeling passions, but practical.
Oh, yes.
You know, ones that you'd love to do, yes?
Yes, but they just weren't as priority as just being present with my own gratitude.
I'm with you. My number one and my number two never change. They just, you know, like I'll write them differently sometimes because, you know, like I want to shake it up, but they don't seem to shift very much. So how was it? So it was more fun this time?
Yeah, it was just,
actually deeper.
It was deeper. That's exactly it.
Yeah,
it was deeper.
Deeper. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys, let's share. Yeah. So one last person. Yes, right here in the front row.
As I went through my list, one thing I noticed is that everything on the list had something to do with connection. So it was connection to spirit, connection to people, connection to myself, and then even teaching, which I know that I'm passionate about, lost if connection wasn't there. So it was like choosing between connection with people and teaching, connection won.
So how was that for you? Did you discover anything, or what was that like?
I wasn't surprised by a lot of the things I had because I know what I'm passionate about, and it was surprising to see there's such a theme running through that could make it kind of easier to latch on to something when I see something I think I'm passionate about. Does that really connect me to?
Have you thought a lot about this kind of thing?
I have.
All right, good for you. Thank you. Okay. So again, you guys, you're going to take this 2, 3, 4 times, I hope. You know, this is an opportunity for you to really bond with some people here. Like, get together and have a little passion party, right? While you're here. That sounds good, doesn't it? Yo. I know. Can you see it? You know, I can see all these guys stalking all the women, or all the women stalking all the guys. You want to come to my room for a passion party? Okay, so do you want to know where you are right now? Do you want to know where you are right now in living your passions? Yes? All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at your top 5. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. You guys are so fast. So in a minute, what I want you to do is I want you to score your passions on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 meaning there's no room for improvement. 0 meaning it's nowhere in your life. And then anywhere in between. But now, wait a minute. Let me give you an idea. I love to use this one. Say you wrote your passion when my life is ideal. I'm traveling, working, playing with my soulmate. But you've been living in a cave for 20 years. It's locked and no one else is inside. What score is that? All right. Now say you join spiritual singles. Right? You start texting, chatting, whatever. That's like maybe a 2-3, right? And then say you find someone you kind of like dig. You want to meet them, so you meet up. Do a little coffee meetup or a drink meetup. That's a 4 or 5. But then you meet the guy, and like you guys are grooving and you're really feeling it, and that's and then he. I don't want to say gets down on his knees because I don't know about that anymore. But anyway, that was so telling. Okay. I did not say anything. Anyway, say you get engaged, right? Okay, that could be like an 8, 9. And then you do the deed. And you're laying in bed with each other and you say to each other, honey, it doesn't get any better than this. What would that be? It's like a 10, right? So where are you right now? I want you to score your passions. Where are you right now? Where are you right now? Just take a minute to do it. It shouldn't take very long. Okay, you do it? All right, let me ask you something. Who had all 10s? Did anyone have all 10s? You had all 10s. There's no room for improvement in your life of your top 5. Some? Then you're not. Some? Or let me ask you this. I'll frame it in a different way. In your top 5 passions, is there no room for there to be any improvement whatsoever? Okay, there's always improvement. Okay, good. All right, very interesting. Well, congratulate you for being almost wherever there is. Good. Thank you. Because seriously, let me ask you something. Are you living a happy life? Yeah, because you know what? If you're living all 10s, these are the things that matter most to you guys, right? These are your passions. This is the thing that motivates you. So if your scores are low, who had like 9s or 8s or 7s? Raise your hand. 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, 2, 1. Big 0. Huh? Yeah, look at people are going, yeah. Now, that reminds me, sidebar, my brother John calls me up one time and he goes, Janet, I've just discovered something about myself. And I said, what, John? And he goes, I'm not passionate about anything. Okay, whatever. All right. So now here's the deal. At any given moment, you're either moving closer to being happy, aren't you, by the choices that you make, or further away. You guys, who wants to know how do you raise those scores? Anyone want to know? And it's really super simple, and it is. It's really super simple. And it's just simply this. Whenever you are faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passion. It sounds like such a no-brainer, doesn't it? And yet, how many of you are married in this room? Okay. Is it easy to always live in favor of your passion? Huh? No, so let's give an example. Say that one of your passions is to go golfing on Saturday with the guys. That is a passion, and you've got that passion going, right? And then your wife says to you, honey, you know the voice, honey, hey, hon, Mom really needs us. She really needs us, hon. And what happens to you? Guys, what happens? And you're like so amped for that game, right? But then it's like, purr, and if you don't, what's going to happen, right? But what's cool is if you both know about the passion test, then you're both inspiring transformation through love, supporting each other's greatness at all times, knowing that you know what? If you choose in favor of your passion, you're going to be a happy guy, right? So usually what happens in the world, you know, there's this statistics that found that a few years back it was 30-70, that only 30% of working Americans were passionate about what they did. Now it's about 60. It's a Harris Poll survey. It's so low. Yeah, but you know, is it a surprise? I mean, I'm surprised it's that high. I don't know where the heck they got those statistics. Because when you read the newspaper, you know, does it look like we're living in a real happy world these days, huh? So how do we become the happy nation? All of us. By consistently choosing in favor of our passion. But here I'm going to share something else. It's not just, okay, honey, I love you, you know, and I'm doing this. It's, I love you and I love me. So it goes like this. You know, hon, I really would love to join you on Saturday with your mom. And, you know, I really love going golfing. And I know that if I'm golfing, I'm filled with so much joy that when I'm with you, I'm really with you. So could we set a time when you and I can have a real special time, and we'll go and we'll spend it with Mom, we'll take her out to dinner, we'll do something really super special. Would that be okay with you? You know, there's this communication of I love you and I love me. And it takes, as Neil Donald Walsh said, and I agree, because I am still becoming an expert, still learning. I mean, hence the blue, silly, dopey, awful, tight business dress I wore today, right? Huh? You know what? And it's great. It's Groundhog Day over and over again, isn't it? So we get to do do-overs. And once you start to choose in favor of your passion, many things happen. Number one, you feel more powerful. You feel more powerful from within. Because you're saying to not just others, but to yourself, I matter. Who I am matters, and what I care about matters. And who I am really makes a difference, especially, and it's especially, when I'm living in my integrity. You know, years ago when I like to say I downloaded the passion test. When I downloaded this little test, years ago, you know, what I didn't understand until later was that it's an incredible, incredible process to really know what self-love means. And I'll tell you what's great. And I was just saying this to a gentleman in the back. You know, every moment matters. Every moment. We can never go backwards. We don't go backwards, we only go forwards. And so going forward, maybe you might cave and say yes to something that she wants or yes to something he wants instead of what really matters to you. And then you get to live with the consequences. And then you get to see how that feels. And that's a good thing. That's why it happens. Because then next time, maybe you'll choose differently. And so the way that you up your scores, and only every single time, is by consistently choosing in favor of the things that have greatest meaning for you. And when you do, it's like going check on self-love, check on self-love, check on self-love. And you grow in your own inner power. You grow in your own self-love. And you grow from the inside out. And then who you're being is the person that is congruent from within. So who you're seeing that person being, there's no this person and that person. They are totally 100% congruent. With your kids, how many of you have kids? I know a lot of you do. If any of you notice that with the cell phone these days, it's a very interesting world, yes or yes? And there can be a little disconnect. So go back, go home and give your kids the passion test. And really hang way back and let them write their passions. And then say to them, honey, let's think together on how you can live your passions full out. And watch a bridge take place. And as you notice when Keel was doing his passion test, and as you notice with the people that you were doing the passion test with, you got to know them immediately, didn't you? Because you got to know what was important to them. How many of you care about creating alliances? Alliances are everything. Relationships are everything. Vishen's a master at creating alliances. If you want to create alliances, first find out what matters to that person. And say to them, I want for you what you want for you. Say to the people that you love, I want for you what you want for you. And say to yourself, I want for you what you want for you. And then you'll see that your whole world will change. So with saying that, I want to leave you with just a few words that one of my passion test facilitators, he wrote me a song one time, and it's called Reclaim Your Power. And I want to leave you with these words. And thank you, you guys. You're a blast. As Eric Admitas told me, he said, Janet, you're going to love them. They're like, they paid a lot of money. They'll love this. They're committed. Okay, ready? Everybody's got a song inside them. Everybody's got a gift that comes out of the silence. But something happened. You decided to hide it. But now it's time to reclaim your power. When you were young, you saw life through the eyes of love, but life got rough. Then you gave it up. But if you're like me and you've had enough, it's time to reclaim your power. Thank you, guys. I love you. Thank you.